Hey guys, Kingkade here, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be seeing how far we can get with the brand new monster truck on a Destiny trip. Let's get right into this. So if y'all saw my previous video, then y'all will know that this is by far the worst car in the game. If you flip it over, there's no way to flip it back, and it flips over even whenever it hits the smallest rock. So it's extremely bad. But anyway, we equipped it over there, and now let's hop into the game, and we're going to see how far we can get with this truck. We're now in the game, and we're going to go ahead and grab this gas canister. So we're going to grab this one right here, and then the truck also comes with one. So we'll have a total of 18 liters of gas, which is pretty good because this truck right here actually uses quite a bit. Also, the monster truck is a little bit different because it actually comes with oil and water, which is pretty nice, but I think we are gonna have to refill it before we reach the 15,000 meter mark, so it's pretty nice that we have this stuff. So the monster truck is actually able to go pretty fast, but for most of this journey we are gonna be going pretty slow because if we hit anything, then we're gonna flip over, so we gotta make sure that we don't hit a single item. So we're just gonna go as slow as possible, and we just hit the smallest rock and we flipped over. We were going super slow, and we hit this tiny rock right here, and it flipped our entire car. So I guess we're just gonna leave and rejoin the game and keep on trying until we can eventually make it to the 5,000 meter checkpoint. We now made it to 5,000 meters, so let's start slow down and let's see if we can get across this. It looks like they did actually change it up a little bit. So yeah, they actually added another thing right here, and they also made this thing a lot wider. So I guess they did actually change up the 5,000 meter checkpoint so you can get across it in the monster truck, and I'm not too sure about this part up here. So it looks like they changed most of it. I'm not too sure how we're supposed to get past this. Anyway, let's try. Let's speed up on this part. And alright, so you just gotta go decently fast on that last part right there. So that was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I thought that they didn't change it up at all and that it would be pretty difficult, but it looks like they actually did. So if they changed the 5,000 meter checkpoint, then that must mean that they also changed the 10,000 meter checkpoint, because this car would be way too wide to pass the 10,000 meters. So they must have made it like a lot wider. But anyway, let's head all the way to the 10,000 meter checkpoint and let's check it out. We now made it to 10,000 meters, and it looks like they removed most of the walls right here so we can actually fit through, and I think they widened up this area because it does look a lot more clear. It actually does still seem quite difficult to pass through here. Anyway, we gotta slow down. It is actually quite difficult to slow down in this car because even if we try to slow down, it keeps on rolling, so it does make it even harder to try not to hit rocks. But anyway, it looks like they did clear it up quite a bit, so we can now get through here in the monster truck, which that also must mean that they cleared up the 15,000 meter checkpoint as well, because at the end of the 15,000 meter checkpoint there's like this little tunnel that we gotta go through, so they must have removed that tunnel. But anyway, there we go. We just passed the 10,000 meter checkpoint. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be, but we do gotta be careful up here because there's like a little slope that we gotta go down, so let's hope we can get down here without flipping over. So there we go. All right, that was actually a lot easier than I thought. Anyway, let's just go and keep driving until we reach 15,000 meters though. We now made it to the 15,000 meter checkpoint, and let's see if we can fit through here. So let's start to slow down, and it looks like we actually hit the route. So I thought that they would raise this up because they changed all the previous checkpoints, which I'm not sure if are too big or too wide actually. Anyway, there we go. Let's go and park it. It is starting to get nighttime, so we can't really see anything, so I guess let's just wait until daytime. It's still nighttime, but it did brighten up a little bit, so let's go and hop out and let's see if it's the top. And okay, so I think it's actually the canisters that I attached, so let's actually detach these. I think it was those because it looks like we now fit through, so let's try it out. Let's go and start driving, and it looks like we are able to fit through. So it was just those canisters, and are we able to fit through this though? But because this looks like a tight squeeze. And alright, so it is kind of a tight squeeze, but we are able to fit through it, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, let's roll back because now I want to go ahead and stack up on this stuff over here. So it looks like you are actually able to pass all the checkpoints with this car, which is actually quite surprising. I did not expect to be able to pass this checkpoint right here, but it looks like as long as you don't have anything on the roof, then you're fine. Also, I was thinking about putting the V8 engine in the car, but that actually wouldn't work because we aren't able to drain our gas. So we could keep our car running until we eventually run out of all this gas right here, but that would just take way too long, so we're just gonna stick with this engine because we aren't able to detach any of these wheels, so we actually can't drain the gas. But anyway, let's stack up on all the gas, water, and oil over here, and let's go and fuel up. We just hit a cactus, and our car's like bent. I don't think we flipped over, but it just like bent, and this is what it's looking like. So it looks like the wheel just like completely bent inward, so I don't really think there's anything we could do about that. I don't think it's supposed to do that, but yeah, our whole car is just like bent over now. If they make it so you can detach the wheels, that wouldn't have happened, but since we can't detach them, it's just like that. Anyway, let's see if we can keep driving, and I guess we kinda can. We can easily go backwards, But let's see if we can go forwards. And no, we like can't go forwards at all. So we would have to drive backwards just like this. And I guess that kind of works. But anyway, I didn't think that the wheel could actually go inwards like that, because that makes no sense at all. I don't even know how this would bend, but it did somehow bend inward. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that or if it's just a glitch, but it kind of looks like this thing right here broke and then it just moved out. So I'm not sure if that's a feature or a bug. I'm hoping that's a bug, because that would be terrible if that happens again. But it looks like we made it to 20,000 meters on the desert map. Now let's go ahead and leave the game and let's test this out on the plains map and see if we can get past all the checkpoints as well. We're now on the plains map and it is actually quite a bit easier because there's a lot less things that we can hit. So we're a lot less likely to flip over. But anyway, we're at the 5,000 meter mark. Let's go and drive forward. And I did actually try this in my previous video and it didn't really work out very well. But anyway, let's go and sit right here. And I think this should be good. Anyway, we gotta be very careful because I think if we try to exit the vehicle, it's just gonna put us directly in the water. So let's go ahead and exit the vehicle, and now let's quickly run over here. And we were luckily not put in the water, and I did actually forget to bring some gas. Anyway, let's go ahead and click this right here, and it actually looks like it's not letting me call in the supply drop, so that's pretty unlucky. So I guess let's just go ahead and run back on foot, and I'll just leave the car there, and then we'll just look for a canister of gas. I now went ahead and found a canister of gas, so we were actually luckily able to find this in the building just down there. It's like 500 meters away. It did take quite a bit to run down there and then run all the way back, but we did luckily find a gas canister. So anyway, let's go and fuel up this generator right here, and I believe 4 liters is enough. So let's flip that lever right there, and then let's also go ahead and dump the rest in here. And we actually didn't use too much gas. There should be enough gas to make it all the way to like 15,000 meters, which is basically our goal. So anyway, let's just toss the rest in the river. So it looks like you are actually able to cross the river in the truck, which is actually quite surprising. If you do try this for yourself, make sure that you park on the right side of the dock right here, so then whenever you hop out, it doesn't just throw you in the water. But anyway, let's just hop in and let's keep driving. And I don't know what happened, but it looks like it's no longer letting me sit in the seat. I've been trying for like a whole minute now, and it's not letting me sit down. It's not letting me sit in this seat over here either. Usually it lets me like sit in it from like this position right here, but it's not working at all. So I don't really know what I did. It's just not letting me sit down. So that's kind of strange. Maybe it was the dock moving. The dock was moving and that kind of like moved the point of the seat or something like that. I don't really know what happened, but it's not letting me sit down anymore. I was planning on seeing if we could pass the 15,000 meter mark with this truck right here, but it looks like even though it can technically cross the river, you aren't able to hop in it. So they'll probably fix that bug soon, but for now it looks like we were only able to make it 20,000 meters on the desert map and then only 5,000 meters on the plains map. So yeah, this car right here is absolutely terrible. So I was actually going to do a second attempt on trying to pass the 5,000 meter checkpoint, but on my way over there we hit a tree and now one of our wheels is messed up. So this one is not as bad as before because we are able to still drive. It's very slow, but it does look like this glitch right here is pretty common. So if you get this car, be aware of this glitch. If you hit anything, then it's pretty likely that your wheel will glitch out. So it looks like we were able to make it to 20,000 meters on the desert map and then only 5,000 meters on the plains map. So yeah, so this car right here is absolutely terrible. But anyway, that is gonna be all for this video though, so make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I will see you all in the next video.